Picture for a moment the nativity scene with all of its familiar figures. Think about it in your mind, and you may have one that comes to mind quickly that was your favorite. That's your favorite one that you've displayed in your home, or you might recall another one that you've especially seen over the years that you like, or maybe one from childhood. There's always Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus lying in the manger. And then there are the three shepherds, and they're accompanied by their sheep. And then the wise men with their camels and the precious gifts. And there's also the donkey that Mary and Joseph rode on into Bethlehem. And sheltering all of that is the star-topped wooden stable. And then sometimes there's other barnyard animals around too, depending on which one you're accustomed to. The angels there who first appeared to the shepherds to proclaim the arrival of Jesus. And in Luke 2:10, it says to us that the angel said to them, "Be not afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all the people." You know, the nativity scene is a treasured beauty to us today, but 2,000 years ago, that scenario at the stable was not the picture that anyone had expected, or much less wanted. And I can't imagine that amidst such meager surroundings, they couldn't help but wonder, now, where are these good tidings of great joy that this angel has proclaimed to us? Are we in the right place? And where is this promise of rescue for God's people by a mighty king who's to be our Savior when this is just a baby? And where's the hope of the life of victory and prosperity for us as God's beloved sons and daughters? Surely it is not to be found in this broken, messy, humble scenario. And you can just imagine all that they were thinking. I know I would have. Yet despite its appearance, the manger scene that first Christmas is a beautiful picture of God's heart for all of us. And it's a perfect display of the larger story of redemption and restoration that He's writing in each of our lives. And just like those figures at the manger that first Christmas, we too have messy brokenness and uncertainty in our lives. And we feel pain and disappointment about our imperfect pictures. Yet it was to that ordinary manger that God chose to lead the common and the unqualified man and woman to birth a seemingly ordinary baby who was to be the Savior of the world. And it was to that same manger that God led the shepherds, the poor outcasts of society, to stand side by side with the wise men who were among the most wealthy, educated, spiritual seekers of the day. And it was at that same manger that God's creatures, the animals, gathered to provide warmth, comfort, and security for Joseph, Mary, and the newborn baby Jesus. And it was at that manger that God was present among them, visible in that evening in the form of an angel who guided them and stood closely with them. And it was at that same manger scene where the supernatural realm displayed its glory in the brightness of a star and the joyful songs of the heavenly hosts. And friends, it is to that same manger that God calls each one of us. And though our hearts may respond in grief, fear, or bitterness to the mess of our own humbling manger scenes, may it be a hope-filled reminder to us that the larger story of redemption and restoration that God is writing in our smaller stories is much better than the one that we could ever imagine or begin to create for ourselves. So this Christmas, as we ponder the humble beginnings of that manger scene, may we believe and may we receive the angel's message as a promise of truth, and may we believe in faith that there is good news of great joy to all of us today. May the joy of Jesus fill your heart and your home this Christmas season.